Hey guys, getting really close to Thor Ragnarok. I'm so excited. I mean, just everything I've been seeing from this movie looks amazing, and I cannot wait to see this movie. It looks so freaking cool. And I'm really excited because now we're into phase three, which means I'm gonna be talking about a couple of movies that I've already talked about a couple times. But hey, who cares, right? Updated thoughts. Everyone loves updated thoughts videos where I basically just elaborate on a few more points that I didn't cover in my movie reviews, right? I don't know. I've yet to actually do an updated thoughts video where my opinion has changed drastically on a movie, but this one has changed a little bit. Captain America Civil War. Political pressure mounts to install a system of accountability when the actions of the Avengers lead to collateral damage. The new status quo deeply divides members of the team. Captain America believes superheroes should remain free to defend humanity without government interference. Iron Man sharply disagrees and supports oversight. As the debate escalates into an all-out feud, the other Avengers must pick a side. So first off, Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. are both great and play their characters with a lot more emotion to them, and both of them are very committed to their stances, and they don't want a conflict. But it's just inevitable. And I really liked their performances in this movie. I mean, it goes a lot deeper and darker than a few of the previous movies with their characters. And then you have Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, who is the biggest standout. He delivers a very intriguing character who steals every scene he's in and leaves you with a desire to see more of his character. Luckily, Black Panther, the movie, is only a few months away, so that's really exciting because I cannot wait to see more of this world of T'Challa and, Wakanda and all the Black Panther stuff. I'm really excited. And then you have the rest of the cast, which is all great. Most of the characters from previous films that return, they don't really change at all. I mean, really none of the characters change that much except for Iron Man and Captain America. But we also have another new addition to the cast with this movie. Tom Holland as Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, is a really neat addition to the MCU. It's really cool to see Sony and Marvel finally take the character in the right direction and decide to work together. Besides the fact that they haven't gotten along in the past, they're finally really making the right decisions with the character, and after the very disappointing Amazing Spider-Man 2, it was about time. I feel like it was very much about time that they got on with this idea to bring Spider-Man into the MCU. And, he doesn't get a huge role, so I can't really say he doesn't steal the movie at all. And, he's just kind of there, and it's exciting to see him there. He just doesn't really, add too much to the movie beyond the exciting fact of, behind the scenes fact that Sony and Marvel are now working together to make Spider-Man movies that are set in the MCU. But, yeah. So, this movie overall feels like a mini-scale culmination of the MCU as a whole, taking a lot of things from the past and bringing them back into focus. And I really love that because, obviously, we're a few months away from Avengers Infinity War, which is really going to be, the large-scale culmination of the entire MCU in the past 10 years of movies. But this one felt like a mini-scale version of what that could be, just bringing back things from the past, like the fact that we get to see like things from new perspectives from like the first Avengers. Like we get to see like exactly how many people died. We get to see like a cell phone camera video of someone who got crushed by rubble from the Hulk jumping onto a building. The stuff that happened in DC and Winter Soldier, Sokovia from Avengers Age of Ultron. And that ends up molding the character that I think is one of the best villains in the MCU and one of the most underrated villains in the MCU, Zemo. Zemo is very different than the comic book counterpart. In the comic books, he is, I believe, a Hydra member, and he is like just this Nazi general type dude. In this one, he's an ex-Special Forces guy whose family was killed, or not killed, well, yeah, they were killed in the Battle of Sokovia from Avengers Age of Ultron, and he decides to blame the Avengers and go after them for revenge, and I really liked his character in the movie. I especially liked the actor they got to play him, Daniel Bruhl. If you haven't seen Inglourious Bastards, the Quentin Tarantino movie, I would highly recommend seeing it. He's in the movie. He has a relatively decent part in the movie, and I really liked his character in that and his performance in there. And I was really excited when they cast him in this because I saw that movie years ago, and I really liked him in the movie in particular. So when I heard they cast him as Zemo, I was really excited for that, and he didn't disappoint. He gives a really good performance, and he just really is one of the better villains in the MCU. And I really liked seeing his plan unfold, because really, his plan is to tear the Avengers apart. And so, in a way, you could say that either way, like, the Avengers are gonna be torn apart no matter what because of the Sokovia Accords and their differing opinions. But, he also gets his win because, the Avengers, they do, I mean, specifically Iron Man and Captain America, they do kind of mend near the end, because the stuff with Bucky happens, and then Iron Man's like, okay, I believe you, let's figure out what's going on here. And then Zemo had his backup plan. He had the video that showed Bucky killing his parents, and shut the door. He had the video with Bucky killing his parents, and so that just kind of put them right back at square one, but even worse. He's not the best villain in the MCU. I just think he's one of the more underrated ones and one of the best ones. And I can't wait to see what they do with his character, because unlike a good chunk of MCU villains, he doesn't die at the end, so that was nice. But yeah, I really, really loved this movie. I really loved how dark it is compared to a lot of the other MCU movies, and that's something I've noticed with when Joe and Anthony Russo do Marvel movies, they do much darker movies than other MCU movies. Like Winter Soldier, very dark movie. Civil War, very dark movie. But they still manage to maintain a sense of Marvelness to it that makes it not seem unfamiliar. So I really like how they're able to do that, and I can't wait to see what they do with Infinity War. That's really exciting. I mean, it's going to be really exciting to see. And so, yeah. But the main problems I have with this movie are certain elements of Zemo's plan don't make sense, or I just wasn't able to kind of understand some of it. Kind of like the Joker in The Dark Knight, his plan just kind of happens to work whether he was involved or not. I mean, obviously, it requires some of his involvement for things in this movie to happen, But all in all, most of the things that happened in the movie would have happened without Zemo there. I mean, really, a majority of the things in this movie would have happened whether Zemo was there or not. So I just felt like he was kind of a little bit of an unnecessarily tacked on character. Like, he has a part to play in certain things happening in the movie, but overall, I didn't feel like he was completely necessary to the story, and I feel like if they really just cut him out and reworked some things in the script, they could have made certain things that he's involved in make sense without him having to be a part of it, which is kind of disappointing. And also, some of the pacing is a little off with this movie, definitely. The first, I'd say maybe, the first part leading up to the airport battle is pretty well paced for the most part. Then the airport battle happens, and then the movie really slows down for a bit before ending off with a slightly anticlimactic battle compared to the airport battle. But it's much more personal. It's a much more personal battle, and I really enjoyed that. It is very anticlimactic compared to the airport battle. So the movie does kind of have its big action set piece finale in the middle of the movie. And so, yeah. Overall, I still really like this movie. I don't love it as much as I did the first time I saw it. I still think it's a great movie, and it's still one of the best movies in the MCU. I don't love it as much as I did, like, a year ago. It's not, that does sound negative, but I still love the movie, but not as much. And I'm going to give Captain America Civil War an A. I believe I gave it an A plus the first time I saw it. Now I have recognized some little other flaws that I didn't pick up when I did my initial review. So it goes down to an A. Still a really good score, but yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think of Captain America Civil War if you've seen it. And let me know how your opinion on the movie has changed over the year since it's been out. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.